Greetings, chess friends. Today, we're going to talk about a chess tactic which is critical to improving and a good way to beat strong players. Okay, we're going to see even masters mess things up big time when they're not looking for the in-between move. Okay, this is also called the intermezzo, Italian word, or the Zwischenzug, German word. So you might hear it called any of those, but all of this really means is when someone captures something often and you think, oh, they have to take back, and they don't. And they do something else of more importance. So let's jump into the very first one, and then we'll kind of talk things out. Here we go. Black plays rook, captures rook. And in Black's head, they are saying, I'm going to take the rook. And then they have to take back. That is a mistake in your chess thinking. You don't have to take back. Okay? The rules of chess say you can do whatever you want, as long as you're not in check. So Queen d8, which is check, picks up the other rook with a fork, and when the king moves, this comes with a second fork. Doing the moves in this order wins an extra rook. We force the king to a very optimal square for white. So let's see that again. Rook takes rook. Instead of immediately taking, we inserted a check. The king had to move, and then when we took back, another check. So this is an amazing chess tactic once you understand. Take a look at the hierarchy of chess pieces. Think about a situation where you attack my knight. And I said, I don't want to move my knight. I don't want to move it. I'll attack your rook. You don't want to move it. You attack my queen. And then I can threaten checkmate. And then you just play check. Check stops everything. Remember that. So the higher up the food chain you go, you threaten a rook, a queen, checkmate, and check. When it's check, that's it. You have to get out of check. Let's see the next one. Here, this one, interesting and quite a famous moment where Tartakower thought, I'm winning a piece. Capablanca blundered. This guy never blunders. This was in the New York 1924 tournament. Kappa hadn't lost a game in years. Here, bishop takes. Did he blunder? Rook takes. Of course he's going to take. Rook takes. I took a piece. He has to take back. And when he does, I'm going to play queen a4, and Kappa says no. In between move. Notice the capture, capture. It's as if we're inserting an extra move in between. What are we threatening with this extra move? Remember, you have to threaten something of greater value. If you take a knight, I can't threaten a pawn. It has to be something bigger, a rook, a queen. In this case, what are we threatening? Knight e3, and that's game over if that move lands. Check, and the queen. In addition to that, this beautiful move guards the bishop. Remember, white was anticipating bishop takes, rook takes, and then queen check, picking up this bishop for free. Well, now that bishop is guarded, and Kappa goes on to win this game, king f2, and then we take. Notice, bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop. That did happen, but with one move in between. It's as if you get an extra move. This is an error when people are calculating chess. They say takes, he has to take. How many times have you done that? Takes, takes, takes. You think you have to capture something, but you don't always if you can insert a check. This is how strong players often get extra moves. Speaking of strong players, have you ever seen world champion lose in 12 moves? Well, to be fair, he wasn't the world champion yet, but let's see. Spassky versus Korchnoi. These become two legends of the chess world, but this game is when they were just teenagers. I think Spassky even younger. A dragon, Sicilian, f4, not the typical move. Most often we see bishop e3, but this game was played in the 1940s, so let's give them a break on the opening theory. Bishop g4, bishop b5 check. That's kind of an in-between move. Our queen is under attack. You have to attack something greater. It's just another option in chess. You can move your queen, you can put something in the way, or you can make a check, something of greater value. Knight d7, bishop takes, and queen d3, getting out of the way. This game's over in just 3 moves. Unbelievable. Pawn e5 hits that knight. He just retreats. Bishop f3 and queen g4. Spassky just wanting a queen trade. Maybe he thought this was a favorable endgame or wanting to trade, or just it wasn't a good move, as you see the question mark. But the next move is stunning, and he immediately resigns after knight d5. Exclamation point. Why is this move so incredibly strong? Well, let's start from the beginning. The knight here is under attack. What do you do? this knight is going to get taken with check. What do you do? Well, first, if you capture, you lose your queen. So you can't do that. Okay, the move that makes the most sense then seems to be queen takes queen. Well, they have to take back, right? No. This is the secret. This is the tactic maybe that was missed. Knight takes knight in between move. And actually another in between move coming. King e7, don't take the queen, they take your knight. But another in between move lands after knight d5 check. Remember, we could take a queen, but there's something of greater value, check. And when we play this one, whatever they do with the king, pawn takes queen back. Actually, white is just up a minor piece. White is up a knight. Game is essentially over at a high level of chess. An incredible move. Really, nothing else to be done. You can't move your queen, for example, queen e6. Oops. Royal fork. Here, any other move, queen further back, we just take the knight. It's just free. So, wow, that was a shocker. Here, another really fast game. Alexander Yermolinsky, Grandmaster. International master Emery Tate has since passed away, but was a very colorful annotator of chess games, exciting attacking player, and has, I guess, his son gained a little bit of infamy these days. Story for another time. This game ends very fast, though. Although Tate, I must say, defeated many title players to his credit, but this game was not his finest. Knight f5. Notice the bishop is cutting through the king side here. If knight can land here on c7, that is checkmate, if it could safely land. But the queen is guarding this square. He plays an incredible move here, and the game is just over, essentially. Queen a4. Stunning move. The queen cannot retreat. Knight takes it here, knight takes it, or bishop takes it. And the point is, if you capture, I guess not an in-between, there's no recapture, more of a deflection here, but I really like this one, knight c7. Pretend this queen was guarded. The queen was guarded, then we have an in-between move, right? But this one is just essentially game over. It is game over with 9 moves between 2 title players. An incredible game there. Here, 2, again, very strong players. Capablanca really had Nimzowicz's number in those days. Nimzowicz is sitting there thinking with white pieces. Okay, I'm going to take, and he has to take back. Does he? Bishop takes, and Capablanca slides his bishop over to f2. What is he threatening? We just lost a minor piece, and we could lose another. Something very important is under attack. Pretend he takes. That's just checkmate. That's literally checkmate. If you had done anything else, bishop f2 threatens checkmate. Remember, that's the only thing, that's the second most powerful threat after a check, which is the most important, but threatening mate is the next most important thing. Then comes queen. Here we go. g3 doesn't help anything. Bishop takes, that's check. Only move king h2, and rook h6 again is checkmate. Bishop f2 here was a very nice move, taking away the escape square. Capablanca wins. Next one here, interesting, a little in between. There was just a sacrifice here with Nigel Short as the white pieces. Capture, and in this game, Harika played bishop c2. Bishop c2, a really surprising move which simultaneously threatens checkmate and at the same time guards this knight. Why is that important, the knight? Well, if you had just taken the queen back, bishop takes knight, and the game is still pretty unbalanced. Not easy to tell who's winning. But bishop c2 is a very good in-between. In-between, queen takes queen, pawn takes queen. She inserts bishop c2, threatening mate. Here, white resigned. But if he had played knight d2, guarding the checkmate, then she simply recaptures, and this is guarded. Black is up a rook. Black is up a whole rook. An incredible turnaround. Next one here, I really like this one. This may be my favorite of today. An excellent one and easy to overlook. Again and again and again we see this. Knight takes knight. Oh, he has to take back. Pawn has to take. You would be thinking that in a real game. Of course they have to take. But here, again, we're expanding our chess knowledge. We're growing as a chess player. Knight takes knight. He has to take back. White resigns. This is International Master versus Grandmaster. White resigns on the spot. Shocking. Knight takes knight. Of course he has to take back. Queen g5 resigns. Checkmate. Pretty serious. which you can guard. But the other problem is queen is staring at this queen, making knight h3 to check a discovered attack on the queen. So essentially, queen is hanging and checkmate is hanging. You cannot guard both. For example, knight g4, that stops a checkmate, but we play check, take, and take the queen. Wow. That one is really nice. Artur Yusupov, I also showed some games of his in his match versus Karpov. Really underrated historically. Was one of the top players in the world. Next one here, Karpov himself. Really like this one. He plays d takes e6. Now, I must say, he has the reputation as the all-time grinding player, the boa constrictor style. But take a look at this. You get to the highest levels of chess, you can calculate a thing or two. Black thought he was playing an in-between move. Pawn takes pawn in between. I'm going to play rook takes rook, and you have to take back. Knight g6. Incredible. Incredible. Black resigns. Let's look at a few variations. If king e8, that's easy. Checkmate. Queen guards this. Knight guards here, and pawn guards here. No blocking. That's mate. Okay, what if you take this knight? Maybe what was missed, perhaps by Timon here, pawn e7. A really nice, essentially another in-between move here. e7, which is guarded, so your king cannot take, unleashes the bishop, and if you capture, let's say with bishop or queen, that's just checkmate. The only other option is king e8, queen g8, only move. Rook takes rook now, let's say. There's other good moves. And you have to just start throwing pieces in the way, which we can take with check. If your king continues to move, queen c4, queen d5, both checkmate. Yikes. Wow. It must have been e4 that was missed, but I like here rook takes rook, probably assuming rook takes rook back or bishop take a rook, but knight g6 came as a stunner. Here, Ivanchuk, one of the great players of the previous generation. I think he was quite young in this game. He wants to trade queens. Let's trade queens, please. And here, white plays a really nice move. Knight b5, the best move. And this is based on a cool trap. If queen takes queen, that's checkmate. What? Amazing what happens when the king can't move, right? The king for black here has no moves. Any check would be mate. So he says, oh, wait a minute. Well, I can't allow that. And bishop captures, and then he has to take back. Bishop takes b7. Another stunner. And that's it. Black resigns on the spot. Here, if king takes, you have to ask, queen takes, and this is just mate on the next move. King into the corner, queen c6, and king c8, queen c6. Pre-move. Wow. So that one I really like as well. Bishop takes knight. Just remember, you don't have to take back. Any move that's a check or a higher threat is on the table. Sometimes you're just looking with kind of smaller, more narrow vision, and you need to expand the type of moves you're looking for. If you think every time there's a capture, I have to take back, your thinking process can be improved. Here, two legends, Kasparov, Polgar. I remember Judith did beat Kasparov in one game, but not this one. Kasparov plays rook c8, doubling on the 8th rank, threatening the bishop, and Judith's last try was bishop takes b5. If rook takes rook, I think she was banking on rook b1. Scary situation here. White is still winning, I believe, but even cleaner was bishop takes because of the in-between move. You can't take back just rook takes rook for free. So this rook takes, but she maybe was assuming, okay, he takes, I'm going to take back. Check. The extra move. This is how you can beat higher rated players, more experienced players. If they don't see this move, you need to be looking at more moves than you currently are. Let's pretend the king moves here and rook takes rook. We're up a full minor piece. Our king is safe. And we're even threatening checkmate. White is winning. Wow. That was really a great series of games, legend after legend here. And just wanted to, again, reiterate that this is a great way to beat strong players, surprise moves that come in the game. You have to threaten something higher up the chess food chain, the totem pole. It has to be something stronger. So if someone attacks a rook, don't go attack a bishop. You have to threaten a queen, or you have to threaten a checkmate or make check. Those are the type of moves that can really set you apart. Good luck out there, and let me know if this helps. If you have any positions or anything, send them our way, and we might just talk about it or help you improve right here. Okay, folks, appreciate the view, and you have a great day.